Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Malefic deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely fun deck to play that plays all sorts of Malefic versions of nostalgic dragon monsters. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can come bar notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like your name scratched every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month you're a patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Paradigm Dragon. Paradigm Dragon is definitely a 3-of that's actually super easy to summon to your side of the field. It cannot be normal summoned or set, it must be special summoned from your hand by banishing a Malefic monster from your X deck while Malefic Paradigm Dragon is not on the field. But if Malefic World is not on the field, destroy this card. But it does come out as a 4,000 boss monster, making it insane to help you OTK with this card. We then play 3 copies of Malefic Cyber End Dragon. This card is amazing because all you have to do to summon out this card to your side of the field is banish a Cyber End Dragon from your X deck and have a field spell on your side of the field, making it super easy to summon out this 4,000 attack point boss monster to help you go in for game. We then play a single copy of Malefic Rainbow Dragon. This card is just a really good 1-of in the deck that just is a cool card to be able to play in the build that just gives you an additional 4,000 attack point monster to go in for game. We then play 3 copies of Malefic Stardust Dragon. Malefic Stardust Dragon is crazy powerful because it actually protects our field spell, which is super cool, and it's super easy to summon just like your copy of Malefic Cyber End Dragon. With this card, all you have to do is banish a copy of your copy of Stardust Dragon from the X deck to be able to summon out the Malefic version to your side of the field, which helps out so much to get this card out on the field. Plus, it's a level 8, which can help us go in for a lot of different synchro plays. We then play a single copy of Rainbow Dragon. Rainbow Dragon is a great 1-of in the deck to be able to use so we can summon out our copy of Malefic Rainbow Dragon. We then play 3 copies of Malefic Parallel Gear. Parallel Gear is one of the most important cards in the entire deck to help us go in for our synchro plays, and this card has a crazy powerful effect that when using this card as a synchro material, the other synchro material is a Malefic monster in your hand, making it ridiculously easy to go in for synchro plays by just getting this card out on your side of the field. You can use any of your level 10 monsters to step into your copy of Crimson Dragon or a bunch of other different synchro monsters we're playing in the extract, but it's really cool to help you step into synchro plays. We then play 3 copies of Malefic Paradox Gear. Paradox Gear is crazy powerful in the deck as a 3-of with the ability, if there's a card in the field zone face up, you can tribute this card to special summon a copy of Parallel Gear from the deck. Then add a Malefic monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Paradox Gear, which is a great ability to basically instantly get into a synchro play by just summoning this card out to your side of the field, because it's going to get you the exact Malefic monster that you need and Parallel Gear on your side of the field so you can step into your synchro plays. This card also has a really cool ability. If a Malefic monster would banish a monster to special summon itself by its own effect, you manage this card that you control or from the graveyard, which you're always banishing it from the graveyard to summon out that Malefic monster, which is really nice to be able to do. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Terraforming. You want to be able to get to your copy of Malefic World as quickly as possible, so this card helps you do that. We then buy a single copy of 1 for 1. 1 for 1 is extremely powerful in the deck to help you get to your copy of your Paradox Gear instantly to your side of the field by sending a monster to the graveyard, and it's very important to be able to get to this card very quickly, which is why we play the 1 for 1 in the deck. We then play a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave just stops your opponent's hand traps while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Synchro Rumble. Synchro Rumble is searchable off your copy of Crimson Dragon, and this card lets you target a tuner or a level 7 or 8 dragon synchro monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position, which is a great effect just to be able to bring back your tuner monster back to your side of the field like your copy of your Parallel Gear. We then play a single copy of Malefic Divide. Divide is really good because this card is Monster Reborn for your Malefic monsters, ignoring their summoning conditions back in the graveyard, which is so helpful just to bring your monsters back to your side of the field. We then play 2 copies of Malefic Selector. Selector is great as a searcher in the deck with the ability to banish 2 Malefic cards from your graveyard to add 2 Malefic cards from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Selector, and with different names from each other and from the cards, banished cards, which is such a cool effect to get to the exact card that you need with Selector. We then play 3 copies of Malefic World. Malefic World is really cool, and what the deck revolves around, it's so important to be able to get to this card and put it on your side of the field. The ability that while this card's face up in the field zone, you can activate this effect instead of conducting your normal draw. During your draw phase, you reveal 3 Malefic cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly adds 1 of them to your hand, which is just completely random, which is just really cool because there's so many different Malefic cards that you can choose from in this deck that are just really good targets. We then play 3 copies of Malefic Territory. Territory is such a powerful card and actually helps us get to Malefic World with the ability when this card is activated, you can activate Malefic World directly from your deck. Also, while the card's in the field spell zone, neither player can target cards in the field spell zone with card effects, and this card has a crazy powerful effect that the Malefic Monster effect, that there can only be 1 face-up Malefic Monster on the field, becomes there can only be 1 face-up Malefic Monster on the field with the same name, essentially completely fixing the Malefic archetype, which is absolutely amazing. This card also has a crazy powerful effect that during the battle phase, negate the effects of face-up Malefic monsters on the field, which is such a cool ability to just help you go in for game with really large boss monsters. We then play 3 copies of an extremely spicy tech card that I'm actually going to lay face down, and we're going to play Guess That Card. This card is a really spicy 3 of in the build that helps out so much in the deck to help you go in for your synchro plays, and it's just a really spicy tech card that we're going to reveal in 3, 2, 1, and definitely comment down below what you think this card is down in the comments down below. And every subscriber counts, guys, because we're on the road to 100k subscribers and we're almost there, so consider subscribing to the channel. So let's go ahead and check out what this really spicy 3 of tech is and see if you guys got it right down in the comments. Definitely comment down below what you think this is. It's actually going to be 3 copies of Synchro Overtake. Synchro Overtake is really good in the deck because with this card, you can actually summon out your copy of Malefic Parallel Gear directly from your deck, giving you synchro plays for days in this deck, which is so cool to be able to instantly go in for this card because all you have to do with your copy of Synchro Overtake is reveal a copy of your Paradox Dragon in the X deck, which specifically lists your copy of Parallel Gear as a material, so you instantly get special summon out your copy of Parallel Gear to your side of the field, which helps out so much in this deck. This card is really good in the build just to help you bring out your copy of Parallel Gear. We then play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity helps out a lot, just to help you dig into the deck for the exact card that you need. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get in to the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Centurion Phalanx. This card is really good as a 1-of in the deck because it helps you spot remove monsters off the field. Plus, this card is actually searchable off Awalt, which is really good. This card lets you target a face-up monster card on the field and banish it, and if you do, during the standby phase of the next turn, special summon that monster back to its owner's field, which is a really cool effect. We then play 3 copies of Skill Drain. Skill Drain is amazing as a 3-of in the deck because it's so easy to turn your Malefic monster's effects off, and it hurts the opponent a lot more than it hurts us because this card just turns every monster effect off on the field, and at the end of the day, we're still summoning 4,000 attack point monsters to OTK. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with 2 copies of the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon is so good as a 2-of in the build, just to help you tag this card out to be able to summon out the exact synchro monster that you need, like King Calamity to turn skip your opponent, Cosmic Blazar Dragon to have a negate, or your copy of Red Supernova, or other cards that we have in the extra deck. But it's just really good to be able to play in the build. But this card is amazing because you can also search Synchro Rumble when this card is summoned to your side of the field. We then play 2 copies of the new Centurion Synchro monster, Awalt. Awalt is really cool as a 2-of in the build because this card is a level 12 that's super easy to summon out to your side of the field. It comes at 3,000 attack points, and face-up cards in your spell and trap card zone cannot be destroyed by card effects, giving you protection for your other cards. This card also has the ability, if this card is special summoned, you can add a Centurion card from your deck to your hand, which actually searches the Centurion trap, which is really amazing. We then play a single copy of King Calamity just so we can can turn skip the opponent with Crimson Dragon's ability, which is absolutely crazy. 1 copy of Cosmic Blazar because it's a walking negate, and it's absolutely crazy to be able to summon out to your side of the field Crimson Dragon's ability. 1 copy of Supernova. Supernova just comes out absolutely massive, and it's just a really good card to be able to play on your side of the field. It's basically a board wipe. But you have a single copy of Despatter, another really good option in the deck. It's really easy to make in this build, especially to help you bring back your monsters, and it's basically a walking negate. 1 copy of the Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign, which is one of the only non-dragon monsters we play in the entire extra deck. But it's really good because this card actually has the ability for each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense, and your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense points. And if a card is banished, you can actually banish 1 card from both your opponent's field and graveyard, spotting removing cards off the field. We then play 2 copies of Paradox Dragon. Paradox Dragon is insane because when this card is synchro summoned, you can actually pick a synchro monster in either player's graveyard and special summon it, which is a really cool ability just to bring back the exact card you want back to your side of the field. We then play 2 copies of the original Stardust Dragon and 2 copies of Cyber End Dragon. You play these cards in the deck so you can summon out their Malefic versions, which is why I play 2 each of them in the build. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Malefic before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's really insane how powerful this deck is, and it's really cool that you can actually play the Crimson Dragon in this deck to be able to turbo out all sorts of awesome boss monsters. So that's gonna do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and never seen come part of notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.